All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to our live stream. I know we're starting a little late, but glad that we are getting started here. I do see that we already have quite a few people in on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So before we kind of get started, just kind of give a quick comment down below. Just let me know that the live stream is working okay, that all the technical details are working fine. You can hear and see me okay. If you can give a quick thumbs up, that would be helpful. And maybe a quick comment down below just to make sure that we have our setup all ready to go before we jump in. We're also live on Instagram for those of you that are joining us from that platform. So we usually go live from Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you're here for the very first time and kind of don't know how this format works, essentially I spent about an hour to answer any questions you guys might have about the apparel decoration industry. Also make a couple of announcements, and it's really a kind of open-ended discussion depending on what type of questions you guys ask and topics that you want to talk about. So if you're getting started in the business or have questions about the business or looking to, you're struggling to scale your business in any way, feel free to chime in with any questions down in any of the comments. All right. I just want to make sure my comments feed is working okay. All right. You guys see and hear me okay? Looks good from here, from New Jersey. All is good. All good. Good. Yeah, if you it seems like everything's working fine. If you don't mind typing down in the comments below, kind of, I already see some people from Maryland, from New Jersey, pretty much from all over the place. So if you want to type in the comments below, kind of where you're from, and also if you're joining us for the very first time, or if you've been to one of our live streams before, that would also be helpful to know. And before we kind of get started, and as you guys kind of type in those comments, I do have a couple of announcements to make, and then we can kind of jump into some of the questions. If you already have some questions, make sure to type them down in the comments below. If you're on Facebook, make sure to comment down below, and on YouTube, you can join in the live chat and comment there. And then also on Instagram, I will be checking the Instagram comments on my phone, and we can answer those from there. Okay, so a couple of quick announcements. So we do have the 4th of July Independence Day sale still going on till end of this week, so till end of Friday. If you haven't heard about that, or you don't know that we have a sale going on, you have a couple of days left. Today is Wednesday, so it ends on Friday at around 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when kind of the sale ends, and we're having specials on all of our products, including with embroidery machines. We're having 0% financing for as low as $130 a month. We also dropped the prices on a lot of our machine models. So if you're interested in checking that out, make sure to click the link that my team will put down in the comment section below and check it out there. But essentially, we kind of, I know with everything of like inflation and people seeing prices rise for groceries, and essentially like everything across the board is rising in prices. We've actually taken this opportunity to slash some of the prices on our machines, even though we're very low on inventory, as many of you know. We still want to kind of give back to the community and take advantage of the Independence Day kind of event and holiday to slash up the prices on some of our models. So you can save up to an additional $1,000 on some of those machines, including also with free shipping. So if you're looking to check that out, make sure to check it out there. We also have our Rico R1000 DDG printer. That's on sale as well. Payments as low as $235 per month with 0% financing for 72 months. And also free shipping on that, which can save you upwards of like $800 depending on where you're located. And then last but not least, we launched the Luminaris white toner transfer printer a couple of months ago. And we also are having have that product on sale as well with 0% financing as low as $95 per month. and you can also get free shipping on that, which can save you a couple $100 as well. So if you're interested to check any of those products out, make sure you click the link down below. My team will probably pin it there for some time there. Get in touch with our product specialists and kind of ask any questions that you might have regarding any of those 3 products. You know, I see that the white tone transfer printer is now on the screen. But essentially, you know, we have all these products that can help you get started in your business. It just depends on kind of what stage of the business you're at, what kind of budget you have, what you're looking to do, and all of those questions can be answered through our team here, through our product specialist here. So feel free to click the link down below and fill out the form, and our team will contact you with any questions that you might have. And feel free to also comment down below in any of the comment section, either if you're joining us from Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, if you have any questions about those, you know, either of those products, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. If you're looking for any accessories and add-ons, we also have, you know, on shop.ricoma.com, we've introduced a sale tab on the top there. I think it was briefly on the screen there, but essentially we have some heat presses that are on sale, as well as other accessories and add-ons. So I believe it's 10% off, as well as free shipping over $1,000 if you place any orders on the shop. So feel free to check out those products there. We made a sale tab on top of the online shop to make it easy for you to access any items that are on sale. So that's kind of the announcement on the sale end and the promotions that we have currently that's going on. So if you're interested in any of those, make sure to check it out. The other thing was, you know, we usually do a giveaway for our live events. So if you're joining us here, then you have a chance to win that. The giveaway for this month's live stream will it's actually several prizes. One, we will have one lucky winner who will get a free copy of Chroma Inspire, which is the entry-level copy of our digitizing software. You can kind of try it out, and actually, you know, it's not a trial; it's a full version of the Chroma Inspire software. And you can play around with the software. If you like it, you can also upgrade. But we'll kind of give you one copy of the Chroma Inspire license for the digitizing software. It's compatible on both PC and Mac, so that's one huge benefit of that software. And then we'll also have 3 lucky winners that will win a TSC apparel sample kit. TSC is a sponsor for this live stream, and they're giving away an apparel sample kit that has some T-shirts, caps, and hoodies. So 3 lucky winners will get those sample kits, and we'll kind of collect your information and ship it out to you. But thanks to our sponsor at TSC Apparel. So a couple of winners will be announced on this live stream. So stick around till the end for those winners and who they will be. Make sure you're there to kind of comment down below, so we know that you're there, or we might have to announce another person for the giveaway. All right, so that's it for kind of the announcements. Feel free to comment down below with any questions that you guys might have. Seems like everything is working well, and let's see here. Yeah, Steph Z Custom Creations from Instagram says, wow, the giveaways are good. Yep, they're definitely very, very good. Especially, we usually give away probably 1 item per live stream per month, but this time, TSC was good enough to sponsor 3 different kits, and then we're also giving away a copy of Chroma Inspire, which, by the way, it's $600 if you buy it on our shop and buy it at the list price. So $600 value there, and you can try it out, and if you like it, also upgrade to other tiers. That's up to you, but you at least have a solid entry-level digitizing software that's compatible on both PC and Mac to be able to digitize simple designs and auto digitize, and also do some simple lettering and monograms and things like that. All right, cool. So with that all said, let's kind of jump right in. For those of you just joining us, the format of this is really wide open. Any questions you guys want to ask, make sure to ask them down below in any of the platforms that you're joining from, and I'll be happy to answer as many as I can within the 1 hour that we have here. I know we started a bit late, so we'll kind of go over for about 10 minutes on this live stream. All right, let's see here. Okay, we'll kind of start from YouTube. My Facebook comments feed is a little bit laggy. Let me see. Sorry. Okay. You have to log into Facebook. Right. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Do any of you have a prior login to Facebook on here? I have to like authenticate. All right. Okay, let's kind of go through the. Let's answer a question from YouTube first while we kind of get the Facebook feed figured out. So Michelle from YouTube asks, I love my EM1010 but would love to trade in for a 15 needle, doing lots of hats. Left messages already. Yeah, so if you want to trade it up to a 15 needle machine, you're welcome to do that. And our team can, depending on the age and the condition of your EM1010, we can give you a trade-in value for a 15 needle machine. That's something that, some people do, but it's always good to keep a single head around for small samples and things like that. It's usually people trade up to like multi heads instead of just a single head to a single head. So if you're looking to do that, just get in touch with our team, and they can make sure to send pictures and photos of how your machine looks and the condition, and they can give you a quote. Christina Cunningham's asks, I've heard that there's a table for the EM1010. Yes, there is one. You can buy it directly on shop.ricoma.com. I believe it's like $199, and it kind of has a table extension where you can rest some flat garments on there that's heavier, and it gives it more support. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see any questions from Instagram. Yeah, so Carlos asked on Instagram, if I have a Ricoma TC1501, would I be able to trade it in for an updated one like the SWD? Yeah, so I kind of answered that with the EM1010 trade in to a 15 needle machine. You can similarly do that with the TC to the SWD. But again, as I mentioned, you won't get as great of a value out of it versus trading it up towards a multi-head machine. But you can also do that if you're looking to get the SWD. Nelly Chanel asks, how long do monthly payments run for? So it depends on the product you're asking about. They can range from like 48 months to 72 months, right? On the DTG and embroidery machines, they can go up to 72 months. On the white toner transfer printer, the Luminaris 200, it can go probably about 48 months is what it goes up to. Young Doritos asks how to use the machine, how to use the digitizing software, so I might create for myself pretty much everything. I did the modules online, but I haven't registered for the training. So that's the first thing that I would recommend you do, is to register for the training, because you're asking some very broad and high level questions about how to use the machine, how to use digitizing software. Obviously, the live training itself, it will teach you how to use the machine and how to operate your machine and run your first job. But also we have ongoing training on the Chroma software. So if you want to learn digitizing, you can join those and sign up for those as well. I would generally recommend that if you have no experience in embroidery and this is the first time you're doing this, that you first start out learning embroidery and how to operate your machine, and then you can kind of go with finding out how to use digitizing software if you want to bring that in house, because you can always outsource the digitizing if you choose to. Do we have a... Okay, let me see here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to just log in through my phone. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna read the comments from my phone because the computer login is not working. All right, I saw a question from someone about... Okay, so Sherry Mang from Facebook asked, how do you feel about embroidery pricing? Should we increase it due to inflation? That's a great question. I mean, my gut feeling is that you should, and it's just a matter of at what magnitude do you increase that pricing to, right? Because it's very hard to say kind of what inflation is going to be from a macro standpoint. I mean, there's so much money being printed and used, and especially with everything opening back up now, it's a little bit hard to determine what inflation is going to be. I think we'll get more visibility into that probably in the fourth quarter of this year as we really see the effects of opening back up. But also opening back up and everyone traveling again and spending, it's also that growth and spurt is also very temporary, because you get a huge influx of spending when things open back up, but then it kind of tapers down to like a normal level, right? So you really don't know how much it's gonna go up by, and so it's hard to say kind of how much you should increase your prices. I think the general principle that you should always keep in mind is, with pricing, it's always very individualized to your business. There's no cookie cutter approach as to how much you should charge or what you should charge, or if you should raise prices or decrease prices. It's really dependent on your business and your circumstances, because your overhead cost and your your overhead cost and your kind of cost structure is going to be different than someone else's, and so it's hard to say and tell you, hey, you should raise prices or you should lower prices, because you might not be able to sustain those levels. You might be pricing yourself out of the market if you are raising prices too much. You might be underpricing and then losing money on jobs if you are underpricing and lowering your prices. So you really have to figure that out in terms of your business and the circumstances that you're in, and that's why every business is so different. But I would think that as we get more, as there's more demand, it also depends on demand, right? If you look at I mean, it's basic economics 101. If you look at supply and demand, there are a lot of blanks that are out of stock. I know a lot of people are looking for Richardson caps, right? So if you comment down below if you are if you know what I'm talking about the Richardson caps. I've seen a lot of people asking where I can get them. They're out of stock. They're back ordered for like a couple of months, and I can't get them, and my clients want them. So let me know if you're in a similar boat down in the comments below. But point being, if there's limited supply on these caps that people want, and it's driving up the demand, and people want that particular service or want that particular type of style of hat, then naturally the prices are going to increase. Whoever has those those caps or can provide that particular service can demand a higher pricing because it's limited. There's more demand than there is supply. So you kind of have to monitor it in your local area and in your local market to really determine how much you should raise prices by and if you should raise it, do it accordingly, so you're not also pricing yourself out of the market. I hope that makes sense. That was a long-winded answer, but great question there, and I hope I was able to give some insight. All right, so Wanda Yvette Rivera asks, what's the difference between the embroidery machines, between the MT and the TC? 50 needles ones, I see different models for 50 needles. Okay, so for the MT and TC, the major difference breaks down into the clearance area. So if you actually have looked at the pictures of the MT versus the TC, I don't know, it might be a good idea to pull that up on the screen on Ricoma.com and compare the two. But essentially, if you look at those two machines, you'll see that the TC is more compact. It doesn't have as large of a clearance area underneath the head, underneath the needles, to accommodate bulkier items like jackets and bags, versus the MT has that larger clearance area. So if we can pull that up on Ricoma.com and compare the two, that would be helpful. And you can see it side by side. You can see that the MT has a much larger clearance area underneath the head. But that's essentially the major difference. People pay a little bit of a premium. It's about $10 more per month in the pricing. For that premium of that flexibility of able to accommodate bulkier items like jackets and bags, especially if you're up north. That's something that's super helpful, because in the winter, people like to do those Carhartt jackets and thick jackets, duffel bags. You can do those as well. Not that the TC can't do them, it's just much easier to do them on the MT because of that clearance space. You don't have to mess around and kind of tuck away excess fabric or maneuver the fabric in any way to not get caught on the machine. It's just much easier because you have that access space. You can it's much easier if you see the pictures and know exactly what I'm talking about. We also have a video on YouTube actually comparing the MT versus the TC. So if you're interested to check that out, that gives a much more detailed breakdown. But the clearance space is what people pay like a little bit extra for, and that gives them the flexibility to do larger and bulkier items like those jackets and bags that I talked about. Gabriel Lopera asks a question. In terms of the sale, we are buying a dual head machine Friday. The special is free shipping. If I live in Miami and I can pick it up, can we get the discount in shipping towards the machine or something else since we can pick it up? That's something you have to discuss with the sales team. Usually, the free shipping is free. I would encourage you to take advantage of it if you don't want to, come here and pick it up, because it is, especially if a two-head machine, it's quite large. So, we do offer that service if you do decide to take advantage of it. I know that, you're local and perhaps want to, save a couple of dollars. But, if you're looking to pick it up, just know that you'll have to have a pretty large truck or a van of some sort to fit a two-head machine. A single-head machine you can fit in the back back of an SUV, but a two-head machine you definitely won't be able to do that. So make sure to just be prepared when you come to pick up the machine, and just talk to your sales rep to see if you can get a credit of some sort to purchase add-ons or accessories with the shipping fee. But because it's local, shipping, to be honest, it's not going to be that expensive. It's not going to be like $1,000 in savings. If you're shipping like a 6 set machine across country, you might be able to save like $1,500. But locally in Miami, the savings, with the local shipper, it will be pretty inexpensive, because we usually just ship it on a flatbed truck or a tow truck to you, depending on your circumstance. All right. Tori Lachaume says, "We're new owners and are in love with the machine. Thank you so much, and let us know in the comments below what kind of machine you have, what model of the machine you have, and that way we can, or if you have any particular questions about that machine as well." Suzanne O'Halloran asks, "When you start out, what is recommended, a sole proprietorship or corporation?" So what I've typically seen, again, a quick disclaimer here: I'm not a CPA or a tax consultant, so don't take my advice as the advice that you should go with. But I would definitely encourage you to consult with a CPA on this. But with all that said, what I've typically seen people do starting out is they either establish an LLC, or it might be also beneficial to establish it as an S corp. The reason being, if you're looking to go with the corporation route, you don't want to establish it as a C corp, because you get double taxed. Again, I'm not a tax professional, so consult your CPA on that. But C corporations, if you take out dividends or you pay yourself through the company, you will get double taxed, once at the corporation level on the corporate tax, and then once again on the individual level for your payroll tax. So that's why people establish an LLC or an S corporation, so that it kind of passes through those earnings. So with an LLC or an S corp, you actually pass through the earnings to the individual level. So if you're an owner of the business, the earnings of the company is essentially like your personal earnings, and it's a pass through structure, and that way you only get taxed once and not double taxed. That's kind of from what I understand from that perspective. But I would definitely consult your CPA depending on your circumstance, depending on kind of where you are in the tax bracket. All of those can play an effect into what corporate structure is the best type of structure for your business. But generally speaking, also LLC and S corps are relatively easy to maintain, especially with an LLC. It's very easy to start one, and it's very easy to maintain. You pay you gotta do annual filing, maybe a couple $100, but it's very easy to maintain, and there's not a lot of legal loopholes to kind of jump through and to kind of to create the entity. So that's very straightforward. Christopher Nunes asks, "Can activation code possibly be issued for my software prior to the shipping of my EM1010?" Yeah, you can definitely reach out to your team there and kind of get started by getting the activation code for the software, and maybe play around with it while your machine arrives. Doug DeSimone asked, "Is there a suggested thread manufacturer which works better than others on Ricoma machines?" We typically use either Madeira thread or Isacord thread on our machine, so those two are the ones that we would recommend. Don Bradley says, "Thanks. I'm new to embroidery, and yet my customer base is literally waiting on me, so I'm a bit eager to start." Yeah, and I know a lot of people are eager to jump in, and some even order a machine, or some even take on the order before they have a machine. One note that I would kind of caution you guys on is to make sure that you're prepared to take on those orders. Those orders are going to come, and you want to be able to especially leave a good first impression with your first customers, right? So you want to make sure that you're able to fulfill those orders and do it in a timely fashion, so you're not have your back against the wall for something that you can't fulfill. All right, let me jump over to Instagram really quick to see if any questions there. Okay, no new questions there, I don't think. Oh, there is one. Okay. One from Instagram is from Torres Esteban. What is the most affordable embroidery machine? I mean, that's a that's a loaded, broad question, but the most affordable one from our spectrum is the EM1010. That's the most affordable and entry level machine that we have. The 10 needle single head machine. But I mean, you can get single needle machines for a couple of $100s if you're looking to get started that way. Although it's not going to be comparable to a multi needle machine with a lot more features and able to do caps and all of those things. So you just have to keep that in mind. Then that's why it's a lower budget. But there's plenty of other machines that you can get started with if you are just looking to test the waters. But if you're looking to get into the multi needle space, and multi-needle get into the multi-needle embroidery machine space, the EM1010 will be a good entry-level machine to start with. John Nisham asks, is there a chance for the laser center device for the EM1010? Not currently, but maybe in the next generation, we'll kind of make something. I know what you're talking about, the laser device that's available on the commercial machines, the commercial single heads, not available on the EM10, not compatible with the EM1010, but perhaps our next iteration of the model, we can I think we'll definitely kind of take that into consideration, because we've been getting a lot of feedback regarding having a laser device and add on to that. For your t-shirts on Facebook asked, did you say there's a shortage of machines? Yes, for certain models there is a backlog and a wait time. As you guys may or may not know, I mean, everybody's having kind of inventory shortages. I think we're actually much better than a lot of other people. Our wait times are not that long. They used to be longer, and we've kind of gotten that all the logistics and supply chain part figured out. So the wait time is not as big, and also because we just actually opened up a California office with our own warehouse. That's a brand new facility, brand new built space, and now we can get things much faster, and also ship out of 2 locations from Miami and California, so that we can kind of get things to you faster. So that's also something to keep in mind. Margaret Stevenson Willis asks, do you have any suggestions for advertising? So, Margaret, I would say that if you're just starting out, I wouldn't focus so much on advertising. Advertising is kind of at the next step when you're kind of scaling. You wanna have you already have a process and a system in place. I don't know what stage of the business you're at, but if you're just starting out, I would really recommend that you just focus on kind of word of mouth marketing, maybe tackle what I call the low-hanging fruits of people in your network that can introduce you to a business that might need some apparel, or whatever the case is. Kind of get some low-hanging fruits, get some entry-level orders in the door, and then leverage those happy customers for future either future repeat orders from the same customers, or other orders, other referrals from other customers. So that's how I would get started with, because I if you're just starting out, I wouldn't want to I wouldn't recommend spending money on advertising, because there's a lot of systems and processes that you probably need to have in place for your custom apparel business before you kind of scale and just add advertising dollars to get more leads and more business. That's a skill in and of itself. But more importantly, even if you're able to make that work and make advertising work for you, you got to have the processes and the infrastructure in place on the back end to kind of deal with the influx of orders and leads that are going to come in, right? You got to have people to follow up. You have to have people that can take care of the phone calls and customer service and following up with orders if things go wrong. Have people that can process invoices and shipping, and right, all of those things you kind of need to have in place before you scale with advertising. I think once you have the processes and systems figured out, having advertising layered on top of it, it's easier to scale. You already have the systems in place. You just add more dollars for drive more traffic to your website, right? Also, you need to have a website before you start to do advertising. Maybe even an email list, right? So all of those things you want to have in place, and then advertising just kind of adds fuel to the fire, and it kind of scales things much quicker. So that's the general advice that I would give you if you're depending on which stage of the business you're in. feel free to let me know if you're in a different stage or you're already kind of scaling, and I can adjust. If you have a follow-up question with that, I can help answer. KZ Diaz asks, how long is the turnaround after the purchase of the machine for shipping? Again, it depends on the machine model. Some are in stock, and that can be as quick as a 2 to 3 week turnaround. And some are not in stock, and they might be a couple of weeks out, and then a couple of more weeks to prep and get it shipped to you. So if they're in stock, they're going to get prepped and shipped out usually within two to 3 weeks. That's the prepping process. Even prepping has a queue of machines, that's lined up to get prepared and shipped out. And if they're not in stock, then we have to kind of see the ETA for them to arrive in the warehouse, and then also add on the ETA for prepping and shipping. So, depending on the model that you're looking for, ask your sales rep, and they'll have a better visibility into kind of the backlog and when you should expect to get your machine. I would say that most right now are probably around 4 to 6 weeks. The ones that are not in stock are probably around 4 to 6 weeks wait time. That's the longest actually that I've seen. So many are shorter than that, and I think we should be getting to under 4 weeks within the next couple of weeks or so, as we kind of get more people, and also fine tune our processes a bit to ramp up some of the fulfillment. Yeah, and especially during a sale, like it's just gonna because of the sale, people try to take advantage of the promotion, and we go in by a first come first serve type of order. If you place your order in beforehand, you're gonna get in the queue, and then go from there, depending also on the machine model that you're ordering. But because there's also a queue right now for prepping the machines and shipping, that's why I would encourage people that the sooner you place your order, the earlier you get into the queue, and therefore the earlier your machine is going to get shipped out. Because of that influx of orders during a promotional period, and we've already had hundreds of people order already in the last just 2 weeks that we've launched the promo. That's gonna just kind of have an influx of orders that's gonna extend the queue a little bit longer. But the sooner you get in, the sooner you're able to get your machine. Lalo Andrade asked, do you guys have any course on how to learn and use Chroma? Because I am a newbie, would be great if you could answer. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I think I briefly answered this in a prior question, but basically we have these ongoing webinars that you can sign up to learn about Chroma. And again, this is like, I think a lot of people ask these questions because you guys don't know where to access this information. Just so you guys know, for all Ricoma customers, if you have ordered anything from us at all, whether it's an add-on or a hoop or a heat press or an embroidery machine, a DTG machine, a printer, whatever the case is, if you have ordered from us before, you get access to what's called the Ricoma customer portal. You get an email with your you get an email invite, right? Once you place an order, you get an automatic email invite to establish your account, make your password, and your login, I believe, is the email that you order the product with. And you establish your password, you set a password, and you log into the Ricoma customer portal. In there is literally, our team spent months building this to make it as comprehensive as possible. And we're always constantly adding new features as well. But essentially, that portal, it should be kind of your all-in-one resource, all-in-one tool to access everything that you would ever need. You have your pre-training videos in there where you kind of go through the quizzes and watch the videos before your training. After you go through that, you sign up for your training. You have slots and dates that best suits you. You can see what dates are open. If we have ongoing webinars on chroma, right, on these different types of topics. We will announce those on the schedule, on the calendar, on the customer portal. You can sign up for those webinars there. You have access to your reps information right in your portal, so you know who to call and what's your contact info and email. You have all your training resources. You have your like parts book and your serial number of the machine. Like all of those things are inside your customer portal. You even get shipping updates. Like if you are actually, we get questions all the time about, hey, when is my machine arriving and all that stuff. You can actually get shipping updates and shipping info on your order within the customer portal. All of that is designed to make it easier for you to access all that information. So I would definitely encourage you to check it out. And, to answer your question, you can access a lot of the Chroma webinar schedules through that portal. And if not, if you don't have access to it or somehow you can't access it, get in touch with our team. They'll either give you access to that or it can sign you up manually to a Chroma training that we have that's upcoming. Pauline Johnson asks, where can I purchase replacement parts such as extra bobbin holders and spring cap on the tension? Yeah, so just contact service@ricoma.com or fill out a ticket on our website to get in touch with service. Anything with parts, service deals with. Don Bradley asked, I am looking to purchase accessories. Can you tell me the difference between the all-in-one hoop and the Hoopmaster station? Are there sizing restrictions with the Hoopmaster when compared to all-in-one? Yeah, the Hoopmaster is going to... when you use different sizes of hoops with the Hoopmaster, you have to buy extra fixtures. That's what they call it. Extra fixtures that's going to be compatible with the hoop size that you're using. And they have to be Mighty Hoop fixtures because that's compatible with Hoopmaster. With all-in-one hooper, you don't have to buy extra features. It's kind of all rolled into one, and if you use different size hoops, you can still use it compatible with the all-in-one hooper. But the Hoopmaster is more for the Mighty hoops, which are the magnetic hoops, and if you use different sizes, you're gonna have to purchase extra fixtures. They can be like $20 to $40, but it's kind of annoying, at times when you have to buy extra fixtures when you use different size hoops. But it's not a huge cost, so. But that's just something to keep in mind. When you scale to other hoop sizes, with the Hoopmaster, you can't just pop it on there. You have to buy the extra fixture as well. RG Tony asks, what is the best way to embroider leggings by it being a thin material? So probably, definitely a heavier stabilizer because it's very stretchy and thin. I would also recommend using a ballpoint needle so it doesn't, it's already very porous and stretchy, so you don't want to puncture more holes with a sharp point needle. Those are the two main things that I would make sure to keep in mind. And because it's kind of stretchy, you need to really hoop it properly and stabilize it properly to not have loss of registration. Roxanne Ayers asked, what's the best thread to use for MT1501? As I mentioned before, Madeira or Isacord. All right. Nicole Huston Griffith asked, can they bring the EM1010 up one flight of stairs? I live alone. So unfortunately, unless you ordered a white glove service, the shipping company is not going to bring it inside and carry it up the stairs, because they obviously have a certain level of liability if they do that. But if you pay for white glove service, it's an extra service. It's going to be extra cost, and that's when they actually bring it inside your house and place it where you want. So I don't know if it's too late to change it. If it hasn't shipped, you might be able to change it and get a quote on the white glove service. If it's already shipped, it's going to be difficult to do that, and there might be a change fee. But I would, if you're not able to change it to white glove service, I would just recommend getting a couple of friends, and the M1010 is fairly light. It's about 100 pounds, so 2 people should be able to carry it up a flight of stairs. Regina Allcoin says, I ordered mine last week of June and it's supposed to ship August 5th. Yeah, that's about about a 5-week turnaround. So that's why I said, like, at most it's about 4 to 6 weeks. Doug Desmond says, "Is a corporate office open for visitors?" Yeah, we are about 50% capacity right now here. So we've had some visitors come in for like live demos and things like that. So definitely feel free to drop by and do schedule it with your rep so we can expect you. That way we have someone to make sure to take care of you. For your t-shirts asked, again, Henry, did I hear you correctly? There's a shortage of machines. Yes, you heard me correctly. I think there's a shortage everywhere of machines. But depending on the particular model, some might be more short than others. That's the general gist. And especially, as I mentioned, during a promotional period, everybody trying to take advantage of the promotion, it's going to create a little bit of a influx, and that's going to make it a little bit worse. But as I mentioned, in most cases, about 4 to 6 weeks in delivery time. Marina Zamudio asked, "Are you able to use Etsy files on your multi-needle?" So as long as they're in DST format, you can use it on our machines. Our machines read DST format. So a lot of times when you purchase files off of Etsy, you can download in a specific format, and so just make sure you download in DST format. Then you can use it on our machines. One thing I would caution, though, a lot of times when I see these pre-digitized files that's purchased off of Etsy or eBay or other shops, they tend to be digitized kind of poorly, and then when the machine runs it, you might think it's something wrong with the machine, but it's just a poorly digitized file. So just make sure that you get it from a reputable source and that it's digitized properly. Valentina Ocampo asks, "Hello, where do you have your site in California?" So we have it in a city called Rancho Cucamonga. That's where we have our office in California. You can also look it up on our website, ricoma.com, and the contact us section has the address. It's funny because I think so the building with our headquarters in Miami, it starts with 11555, and I believe the California office is 11556. It's obviously a different street, but the building number is very similar. Okay, let's see. Any other questions on YouTube? All right, let's see. Michelle Nelson Ingram asks, "I have on YouTube. I have a Chroma Lux. Is it possible to put it on a second computer?" So yes and no. So the reason why I say yes and no is because you technically can put it on a second computer, but not simultaneously. You have to deactivate your instance from your first computer and then activate it on the second computer. It's only meant to be used. One license is meant to be used for one computer. So, but you can transfer it. You just have to deactivate it on the first one. Tamara Musio asks, "I have the EM1010, and when I do hats, it keeps breaking my needles. What can I look for on why it keeps breaking them?" So a couple of things. The first thing that comes to mind is probably your hooping. Most of the cases of needles breaking has to do with hooping. Because of improper hooping, it's loose, it's not hooped tightly. And then the second thing is make sure to lower your cap driver. We have a video on that, on how to lower your cap driver. Our team can definitely help you out. And those are the two biggest things that I've seen. But even, I would say 90% of the time you can fix, needle breaks on caps with just proper hooping. So I would recommend maybe scheduling a video conference with our service department and having them see what the issue is, and maybe get on a conference call with you and see kind of how you're hooping it, and give you some pointers. And if it's not the hooping, they can also help you make other adjustments to make that work. Okay. Isabel Mencia asked, what are some tips to avoid underpricing a bulk order? So, great question. And I think what comes to mind in terms of pricing bulk orders, and I kind of mentioned a little bit about this before with regards to all types of pricing, is that you really have to know your numbers. At the end of the day, I think it breaks down to knowing your numbers and knowing the situation of your business, because not every business has the same cost structure. Not every business has the same overhead and machinery. So you kind of have to base your pricing off of your particular circumstance. And so why I say know your numbers, and what I mean by knowing your numbers is you have to know kind of, what your monthly costs are, what your hard costs are. Do you have a physical storefront? Do you charge some sort of setup fee, or do you waive that setup fee? How much are you getting your blanks for, right? So your variable costs as well. Besides, so I would break it down into your fixed costs and your variable costs. Your fixed costs are your rent, maybe your gas and utilities that you use, the rent and the electricity, right? All of those things are your fixed costs. Then your variable costs are the things that goes into creating each item, each thing that you embroider, which is kind of your blank T-shirts, your thread, right? How much are you getting those for? And you might have a really good supplier that you're getting, from at a wholesale pricing, that you're getting it for really cheap. That can drive your pricing lower versus your competition. All of those things are things to keep in mind, right? And last but not least, I think that with regards to machinery, I think a lot of people overlook how important of a role machinery actually plays into your bulk pricing. And most of the time that people deal with bulk pricing is when they have larger equipment, like, maybe a 2, 4, 6, 8 head machine to deal with these bulk orders and large orders. And the reason why they can be so competitive with bulk pricing on some of these larger orders is because they have these larger machines. I mean, if you think about it, a 6 head machine versus a single head machine, in one given run, right, you can produce 6 times the output. So in the same amount of time, you can produce 6 times the number of garments as you would on a single head. And as I always tell people, price based on your time. And if you can do 6x the amount of things in the same amount of time, you can spend the same amount of time and produce a lot more output and therefore make a lot more profit. So you can give up some of the profit per item and be more competitive with your bulk pricing. You can discount more because you're still making a sizable profit margin, sizable profit within the same amount of time as someone doing it on a single head machine. So I think people really overlook the fact that machinery and the type of machine that you have really plays a huge role in your pricing structure, and because it's directly correlated with your output and your efficiency. And the more efficient you can be, the more competitive you can be on pricing, because you're still making a very sizable margin, even if you price it slightly lower than your competition, because you can just produce a lot more within the same amount of time. Or if you think about it the other way around, you can produce the same amount in much less time. So you can afford to kind of have your time spread out to do some other things, and therefore, if you can make a shirt in 10 minutes and versus someone else that has to take 20 minutes to make a shirt, then you can afford to charge a little bit less for that shirt because you spend less time on it, right? And so the type of machinery and the number of heads you have, how your setup is a largely overlooked point that really affects your bulk pricing. And I think that's really important to keep in mind as well, along with your fixed costs like your overhead, your rent, your electricity, and your variable costs like your blanks and things like that. Those are obviously things that will be wildly different between businesses. And but I think one thing that's really hugely overlooked is your machinery. So I would definitely recommend people to think about that and how that relates to your pricing as well. Okay, I hope that helps. Charlene Phillips on Facebook asked, what size bobbins does the SWD take? So all of our machines take size L bobbins. Sherry Flintosh asks, can I use any spool length of embroidery thread with the EM1010? Yeah, I mean, you can use the 1,000 meter small cones or the 5,000 meter long, huge cones. Justine Riddle asked, "You are out of the robot gripper or the robot frame. Do you know if the Coleman Universal one fits the EM1010?" Unfortunately, I don't know that. I don't know the specifications of a lot of the competitors' products or other products that are on the market. But to my knowledge, I haven't seen anyone use that on the EM1010, so I can't personally speak for it. I would just get in touch if you're really looking to do shoes and buy the robot frame. Get in touch with our team and see what's the ETA on the robot frame. We're constantly having containers coming in with parts and machines, so that's something that should be here relatively shortly. Pauline Johnson asks, how often should a tech come and service my machine? So if you're talking about like an annual maintenance type of thing, I mean, I think you should definitely do maintenance on a constant basis. But if you're looking to kind of talk about like annual maintenance, that's something you can set it up with our service team here. We also encourage people to do their own maintenance. I mean, we don't hold anything back, and we teach you how to do it. In fact, we have videos, a ton of videos on your machine, on your model of machine, and what maintenance to do and at what frequency. So I would definitely encourage you to learn it on your own, so you don't have to have a technician to do it. But if you want to have an annual kind of maintenance call, then set it up with our team here. All right, let's see if any other questions on Instagram. Okay, no questions on Instagram that are new. Okay, maybe a couple of other questions before we jump in and wrap up. So, more of a comment than a question from Elegance on Parks Avenue from YouTube with Nina Santiago Parks. I've seen the comparison video between Melco and Ricoma, and it really did help me decide on which machine to purchase. So I hope that you mean that you have purchased our machine, but thank you for watching that video. I hope I was able to give a comparison of different points that I believe are important between the two machines. But let me know in the comments below, what machine you ended up purchasing. I hope it's a Ricoma one, but if not, also wish you the best of luck in your embroidery journey, and let us know if we can help you out with anything. Madruga Musics on YouTube says, I'm so excited. My MT1501 and white toner bundle is shipping to my door tomorrow. Awesome, and great to hear that you are getting both. That will be a huge boost to your business, especially because you can offer those two types of services that can complement each other. Paul Nowacki asks, Henry, are the MT2003 8S in stock? I believe they are. Last time I checked, they weren't, but they either are or they should be coming soon, very soon in the next couple of weeks. But I know since we launched the 20 needle back in like March-ish, end of March, I know that we've been a lot of people were picking up the 3-head machines, and they've been sold out for a while. So check in with our team and see when they're arriving if you're looking to get into the 3-head machine. I think the 3-head is a nice price point. It's like it's before we only had the 2-head and the 4-head, and now introducing the 3-head, it kind of people don't have to jump as high from a 2-head to a 4-head to get into a multi-head machine with more capacity. And the 3-head, it gives you a wider embroidery area, and also the 8S panel, so that you can have a lot more features on there, like Wi-Fi transfer and those things. The other thing with the 2003 is the 3-head comes in 20 needles, so that's our newest model. And with the 20 needles, you get not only a lot more needles to work with in terms of different colors, but you can also preset your needles for different types of needles that you can do. Sharp point, ball point, small, large size needles. And also the 20 needle machines also comes with a new thread tension module, the thread break detection module. So it's much more accurate. It has the spring plus the wheel in the setup, so it's much more accurate in detecting top thread, like breaks in the top thread, as well as in the bobbin thread as well. So those are some of the upgrades in the 20 needle machines if you're interested in that. We have that available in single head, 2 head, and 3 head models for the MT 20 needle series. So if you're interested to check that out, get in touch with our team. I believe the 20 needles, given since our launch and the huge reception of people buying those, I think they've been out of stock for a while, but I think they might be coming in soon. I think we might get the 3 heads sooner than some of the single heads and the 2 heads, because the 3 heads, I know we ordered a bunch of those and produced a bunch of those so that to fulfill the demand of people really wanting that 3 head. I believe a couple of our customers on our Facebook group on Ricoma Connect had that 3 head machine, which is great. All right. Okay. Let me see if I have any other questions on YouTube that I didn't answer. Rod Iron says, I have an MT1501 getting orders for over 300 pieces now. Created a monster. Yeah, I think at 300 pieces, I think you're in multi-head territory. But, either get another machine, get another single head, or probably a multi-head to really accommodate some of those orders. Once you kind of start getting into, what I typically say is, when you get into the like 50 to 100 pieces on a consistent basis, not a one-off, I get 100 pieces like every month, but if you're getting 50 to 100 pieces on a consistent basis, you're probably in the 2-head territory already. Because, as many of you can attest to, those of you that have a single head machine and you get a piece and you get an order of like 300 pieces, probably it'll take you a couple of weeks of long nights and early mornings to actually get that order fulfilled in a timely fashion, and not have the customer wait like a month and a half to ship it out. But 300 pieces, you can, even if you work 8 hours straight just embroidering, you can probably maximum produce like 30 to 40 pieces in a day. And that's with 8 hours like nonstop, not taking a bathroom break or anything like that. So, if you can only make 30 to 40 pieces working 8 hours, your 300 pieces is going to be done in probably a week and a half. And that's nonstop, 8 hours a day for 7 days, 8 days straight. And I don't think that's very feasible. So realistically, your 300 pieces is probably going to take like 2 to 3 weeks, probably closer to 3 weeks to fulfill. And that's going to create a problem depending on how urgent the order is and what kind of expectation your customer has for turnaround time. So really within the 50 to 100 pieces on a consistent basis, you're already in 2-head territory. But something to keep in mind if you're looking to scale your business. All right. That's all the time that I have for today. So I'm going to go ahead and announce some of the winners. Okay. Before we announce the winners, we are going to kind of wrap up with some of the announcements that I made towards the beginning of the live stream. If you didn't catch that, we do still have our Independence Day sale going on right now. So if you're interested to check out any of our products, either the embroidery machines, the DTG printers with the Ricoh RI 1000, or the Luminaris 200 white toner transfer printer, check out any of those packages. I'll put them up. We'll kind of show some of those screenshots down in the on the screen there. But basically, to sum up everything, it ends this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in any of those products, make sure to contact us down below and get in touch with our product specialist to get more information and get in on those deals. We have free shipping across all of our products with embroidery machines, DTG printers, or the white toner transfer printer. And with embroidery machines, payments as low as $130 per month and free shipping. Also, you can save upwards of an additional $1,000 on embroidery machines because we've lowered some of the embroidery machines prices across the board for some of our models. And you might say, like, Henry, hey, you're short on inventory and there's high demand. Why are we lowering prices? I mean, I asked myself the same thing, why we decided to do that. But we did decide to do that, so we will go ahead and honor that. But rest assured that those prices will go up to normal pricing after the sale is over, because let's face it, there's no machines. So when there's so much demand and not enough machines, the prices are going to continuously go higher. So we really wanted to close out and start off, close out the first half of the year and start out we had a great first half of the year. We want to start out the second half of the year with a bang, and it was right in with the Independence Day sale, the perfect timing, and we just decided, start off the second half of the year with a huge sale, and slash some of the prices, even though there's inflation and prices are all going up across all products. And we just wanted to kind of give back to you guys. And for those of you that missed prior sales, like this is it. Like, price is not going to be this low probably ever again, because with everything going up, it's probably very difficult for prices to come back down. And so make sure to take advantage of that before this Friday if you're interested. For the DTG printer, the Ricoh R1000, we also have a sale on that with free shipping and 0% financing. It has everything that you need to get started in the business. So with the heat press, you can get you also get the Wagner spray gun, you get the pre-treatment liquid, you get the Teflon paper. I mean, you get everything you need to start printing your first t-shirt. Also the software and the training as well, and 7 days and after hour support, which is available across all of our products. But yes, the Ricoh R1000, $235 per month and free shipping, which can save you $700 to $800 depending on where you're located. Last but not least, the Luminaris 200 white toner transfer printer that we just launched maybe 2 months ago. It's close to being sold out already for the last batch that we received. We're receiving a new batch soon, and even some of those in the new batch are being sold as we speak. So that's always been a hot product as well since we launched it, and that can complement your embroidery or DTG printing business as well. It serves a very different audience, but it also comes with everything that you need to get started. Also with a heat press, with Teflon paper, transfer paper that you can have as well. So that's something that you want to check out as well if you're interested. All right, and then as I mentioned before, free shipping on all of our products. Free shipping on our shop as well, on shop.ricoma.com, if you order over $1,000 of merchandise on there. And we have heat presses and different accessories on sale as well on the shop. All right, so that kind of wraps up all the announcements for the sale that we have. Again, it does end in about 48 hours, so I would definitely take advantage of that and get in while you can, because prices are never going to be this low again. I kick myself every day thinking, why do we lower the prices when we didn't have that much inventory and people are back ordered. So that's probably fueling some of the demand as well, but on the drop in prices. But it'll definitely go back up as we get back to a normal phase after the promotion. All right. So with that all said, my team will kind of pin in the comments down below, and then with that all said, let's kind of jump into the announcement for the winners of the different prizes. We'll kind of start with the TSC sample kits, because that's kind of like the smaller prizes. There's 3 winners for that. So the first winner is gonna be, let's see here, Daisy Nieves McClin. So that's going to be the first winner for the TSC sample kit. We'll kind of also type it down in the comments below so you guys can know. So Daisy, let us know if you're here. I don't know if you're on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram, but that's the first winner. So Daisy, let me see if you're here. Just make a quick comment so that we know that you're actually here. Yay, Daisy. Congrats. No, I still don't see her. Is she here? No. Well, we'll go on to the second winner, and then we'll circle back to see if she's actually here. And if not, we will announce another winner. But so the second winner for the TSC sample kit is Doug DeSimone. Doug, I saw him ask a question probably a couple of minutes ago, so I hope he's here to claim the prize for the TSC sample kit. Do comment below so that we'll know you're here. No. Well, before we announce the third winner for the sample kit, Ike Bensimhan, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Can you answer one last question? Yes. Go ahead and let me know your question. I'll be happy to answer that. So Doug is here. I did see that he just commented. So Doug is the winner of our TSC sample kit. So we have one last winner for the TSC sample kit. It's going to be Don Bradley. Don Bradley is the third winner for the TSC sample kit. All right, Don. I did also see Don ask a question. So if Don, you're here. Oh, Daisy just commented. Yep, Daisy is there. Great, Daisy. So Daisy's the winner of the TSC sample kit as well. The third winner is Don Bradley. So Don Bradley, let's see if you're here. All right, and while we wait for Don to respond, Ike asked a question about what's the difference of using cotton versus polyester versus rayon threading. So I've never seen people use cotton thread for embroidery. I've seen people use rayon, but I would always recommend polyester. It's more durable. It's the most durable form of thread. Rayon, we don't use it. I don't recommend using it. I think it's a little bit more flimsy than polyester. Poly is just so versatile and it will look great and it's durable. It doesn't snap as often. You're not gonna have thread breaks as often. So we always go with polyester. That's my just general thought there. And do you recommend using the 5,000 meter length spools? Yeah, it's better value and it lasts longer. So I would, we use the 5,000 spools here, 5,000 meter spools. All right, is Dawn here? Dawn Bradley? Did she not answer yet? Dawn Bradley. Dawn, no, Dawn. Oh, there you go. People, you gotta be faster. You gotta be faster in claiming your prize. I almost went on and gave it to someone else. All right, Dawn is also here. She spammed the comments to make sure that she doesn't get left behind. All right, so now moving on to our grand prize for the giveaway, the Chroma, one license of Chroma Inspire, again compatible on both Mac and PC. So whatever you have, you can use it on that computer and run it without having to run parallel on your Mac or whatever the case is. So super convenient. You can try that out. It's a $600 value. You can go on shop.recoma.com right now and see that, if you want to buy a license of Chroma Inspire, it's going to cost you $599. So essentially a $600 value. And if you want to upgrade, you already have a license that you can upgrade with. So try it out and see how you like it. The winner of the Chroma Inspire license is going to be Kizzy Diaz. Kizzy Diaz, are you here as the winner of the Chroma Inspire license? I'm going to go ahead and comment, pin the comment down there as well. All right, Kizzy Diaz, are you here? Deal of the century. Kobe Grandam says deal of the century. Kizzy Diaz, yep, she's here. All right, great. Oh, we got a little what is that? Like confetti overlay. That's nice. All right, very good. Awesome, great. So I hope you guys found a lot of value out of this, and and congrats to all the winners. So for the 3 people that won the TSC sample kit, and again, thanks to our sponsor at TSC Apparel. If you want the sample kit, we'll go ahead and ship that out to you. If you won the Chroma Inspire license as a grand prize winner, we'll go ahead and just send you via email the license key, and you can activate it that way. All right. So I hope you guys found this information helpful. Again, every month I do this. I apologize, we started a little bit later for this month, but every month I do this with our audience here on our social media channels. So make sure to tune in if you missed it this time around, or if you if you're watching the recording, you can always watch the recording and get the information that way. But it's always good to be live because you can answer questions. These are, as you can see, these are live and not pre-recorded. So if you ask questions, that way I can answer them and get your question answered. I dedicate about 1 hour of my time every month to do this. I hope you guys find this valuable. And at the same time, what I always say is make sure you implement all of this in your business, because knowledge without implementation is not worth anything. So if you had a lot of takeaways from this, I would really encourage you to really put that to action and really start off the second half of 2021 on the right foot. The first half is behind us. We're really focused on second half now. Our team is focused on the second half, heading to year end, and even planning for 2022. So definitely make sure that you're implementing these tips and tricks in your business. So hopefully you can take it to the next level. At the end of this year and beyond. All right. Also follow us on all our social media channels down below. We're very active on Instagram. Close to 30,000 followers there. We have a bunch of giveaways on Instagram as well, not only on these Facebook Lives, but we host a bunch of giveaways on Instagram. So make sure you're following us there and be active on there. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We give a ton of content on there. For those of you that probably know us and follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel, we give a ton of content on tutorials, and I do a lot of podcast style kind of content on the business side of the apparel industry. And then last but not least, if you're looking for some entertaining stuff, follow us on TikTok. All of those are at Ricoma HQ. That's our handle. Put it, it's on the bottom of the screen as you see it. And make sure you subscribe and follow us on those channels to keep up to date for any giveaways and new updates for new things coming out and new events that we're hosting. Again, hope you guys found this helpful, and looking forward to seeing all of you next month. Take care.